The Galactic Throne chamber was never quiet. Even in moments of peace, there was always sound, soft energy hums, floating screens shifting, translators whispering in 100 languages. The rulers of the galaxy sat high above the stars, watching over thousands of worlds. They believed nothing could surprise them anymore. They were wrong. The emergency alert came without warning. No alarm siren. No flashing red lights. Just silence. One moment, the star map floated calmly in the center of the chamber. The next, it froze. Every moving signal stopped at once, as if space itself had taken a breath and refused to let it go. Technicians looked at their screens in confusion. "This is impossible," one of them said softly. Long-range sensors showed nothing. No warp signature. No jump trail. No energy spike. There was no sign of an arrival, yet something was there. Then the darkness moved. At the edge of the system, a shadow slowly appeared. It did not glow like normal ships. It did not burn with engine light. It did not even reflect the nearby star. It simply existed. The unknown object was massive. Bigger than a carrier. Bigger than most stations. Its shape was smooth and sharp at the same time, like it had been designed with purpose rather than beauty. No markings. No symbols. No known design. The Throne Guard fleet reacted at once. Dozens of warships turned their weapons toward the shadow. Energy cannons charged. Missile bays opened. Still, the object did not move. "Identify yourself," the fleet commander ordered. His voice echoed through the chamber. There was no reply. Council members began to speak over one another. Some demanded immediate fire. Others warned against attacking something they did not understand. Ancient races checked their archives. Warrior clans reviewed old battle records. Trader guilds searched lost routes and forbidden space. Nothing matched. One of the elder historians stood slowly. His skin was pale with age, his voice unsteady. "There are stories," he said. "Very old ones." The chamber quieted. Stories of a species that walked between wars. Builders of silence. Fighters who left no trace. The throne dismissed him at once. "Myths," the High Chancellor said. "Ghost tales for weak minds." As if in response, the shadow shifted. Not forward. Not backward. It unfolded. Space around the object bent slightly, like light through deep water. A thin layer faded away, revealing the ship beneath. It had been there the entire time, watching, waiting. The realization sent a chill through the chamber. This vessel did not arrive, a sensor officer whispered. It was already here. Weapons locked tighter. Power levels spiked. The Throne Guard prepared to fire. That was when the message came. No frequency. No known signal band. The words appeared directly on every screen in the chamber, translated perfectly into every language at once. Unknown contact established. A pause followed. Then a single line of text appeared. Human warship Aegis Dawn, standing by. The chamber erupted. Human. That species is extinct. No, they vanished. They were defeated. The historian shook his head slowly. "No," he said. "They left." The ship finally moved. Just a little. Enough to show its true size. Gasps spread across the chamber as scale readings updated again and again, each time larger than before. The vessel was not built for patrol or trade. It was built for judgment. The Throne Guard commander swallowed hard. "All ships," he ordered, "maintain firing lock." But even as he spoke, the scanners failed again. Weapon systems lost targeting. Guidance systems reported errors that made no sense. The human ship had not fired. It had not threatened. It was simply there. Waiting. Another message appeared, calm and simple. We request no permission. We ask no favor. The High Chancellor leaned forward, anger burning in his eyes. This is the Galactic Throne, he said. You will withdraw at once. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then the final line appeared. The throne has already been judged. Outside the chamber, stars dimmed slightly, just enough to be noticed. And in that moment, deep in their minds, every ruler present felt the same terrible truth. The silence was not empty. It was watching. For a long moment, no one spoke. The words, human worship, still glowed on the screens, calm and unmoving. The Galactic Throne chamber, once full of noise and pride, felt small now, like prey frozen under a hunter's shadow. The High Chancellor was the first to break the silence. This is a deception, he said firmly. Humans are gone. Their worlds fell centuries ago. But even as he spoke, doubt crept into his voice. Across the chamber, data officers worked in panic. They searched deep archives, sealed war records, and forgotten memory cores. Files that had not been opened in hundreds of cycles flickered back to life. Old names appeared. Old warnings. Old fears. One by one, the council members grew quiet. A tactical analyst stood and spoke, his tone uneasy. There are records, erased ones. Human fleets were never destroyed. They withdrew. Every time they were pushed to defeat, they vanished instead. Cowards, one warlord hissed. The historian looked at him with tired eyes. No, he said. Survivors. Outside, the human ship continued to reveal itself as the last layer of its cloak faded. Massive armor plates slid into view, dark and scarred, not decorative but functional. This was not a ship built to show power. It was built to end fights. Strange symbols lined its hull, not glowing, not active, but deeply carved. They looked old. Older than most empires in the room. Scan the weapon systems, the fleet commander ordered. The reply came quickly, and it was worse than silence. We can't, the officer said. Every scan collapses. It's like the systems, refuse to be seen. The Throne Guard fleet tightened formation. More ships arrived from nearby sectors. Enough firepower to erase a planet. The human ship did not react. No weapons charged. No shields flared. No movement. It simply waited. Another message appeared. You gathered your fleets quickly. You remember us after all. Murmurs spread through the chamber. They know our response patterns, a strategist whispered. They studied us. A young council member, new to power, asked the question no one wanted to answer. If they know us, why come now? The answer came from the oldest voice in the room. Because something changed, the historian said. Humans never returned without a reason. Suddenly, the human ship released something. Small points of light drifted away from its hull. At first, the throne thought they were probes. Then the scale updated. Each object was the size of a destroyer. Defense drones, silent, perfectly aligned, spreading across the system with slow confidence. They did not aim weapons. They did not rush. They positioned themselves. Those drones could disable our fleets, the fleet commander said quietly. Not destroy. Disable. The High Chancellor slammed his hand down. Enough, he said. Open a command channel. We will remind them who rules this galaxy. A direct signal was sent, strong and formal. This is the Galactic Throne, the Chancellor said. You are in violation of sovereign space. Power down and withdraw. The reply came almost instantly. Not loud. Not threatening. Just clear. We recognize no throne. Only actions. The chamber froze again. One of the ancient races shifted uneasily. They don't speak like conquerors, she said. They speak like judges. As if to prove the point, a new image appeared. A simple star map. Several systems were highlighted, worlds recently destroyed by throne-sanctioned wars. Civilian worlds. Silence fell heavy. You authorized those strikes, the historian said softly to the Chancellor. They were necessary, the Chancellor snapped. The human response came slowly this time, as if measured. So were our preparations. Outside, space around the human ship began to distort, not violently, but precisely. The throne sensors screamed warnings they could not explain. The human vessel was no longer just present. It was active. And for the first time since the message appeared, fear reached the heart of the Galactic Throne. Because deep down, they understood something terrible. Humans had not returned to take power. They had returned to decide who deserved it. The Galactic Throne had faced many enemies. Rebel fleets. Rogue warlords. Entire coalitions of angry worlds. This was different. The human warship did not shout. It did not threaten. It did not even demand surrender. Its calm presence was worse than any roar of weapons. The High Chancellor stood tall, refusing to show fear. All Throne Guard units, he commanded, prepare a warning strike. Minimal force. The historian turned sharply. Do not do this, he said. Humans never answer warnings. They answer choices. The Chancellor ignored him. A single throne cruiser moved forward. Its cannons charged with bright energy, lighting the dark space around it. The shot fired, clean, controlled, aimed beside the human ship. A warning. The energy beam never reached its target. Halfway through space, the beam bent. Not deflected. Not blocked. It simply folded in on itself and vanished, as if space had decided it no longer allowed such violence. Shock rippled through the throne fleet. Before anyone could speak, the human ship responded. Not with a weapon. With movement. The drone spread wider, locking the system into a perfect pattern. Invisible lines formed between them, cutting off every exit vector. Hyperlanes collapsed. Jump points flickered out. The system was sealed. This is impossible, a navigation officer shouted. They've rewritten local space rules. Another message appeared. You fired first. This record is now complete. The High Chancellor felt his confidence crack. Full fire, he roared. Dozens of ships unleashed everything they had. Missiles, beams, kinetic rounds, an ocean of destruction rushed toward the human vessel. Nothing hit. Some shots slowed and fell apart. Some missed by impossible margins. Others simply stopped. As if held by an unseen hand. Then the human ship finally acted. A low pulse spread outward. No light. No sound. Just a pressure that passed through hulls, shields, and bodies alike. Every throne ship shuddered. Weapons powered down. Shields collapsed. Engines went silent. Across the fleet, panic erupted. We've lost control. Systems are dead. Emergency power only. The human ship had not destroyed a single vessel. It had taken the fight away. In the chamber, council members stared in horror as their greatest fleet became useless metal drifting in space. The historian closed his eyes. This is mercy, he whispered. The kind humans offer first. The High Chancellor stepped back, his voice shaking. What do you want? He demanded. The reply came slower than before, heavy with meaning. We are not here to conquer. We are here to end a cycle. A new image appeared on the screens. A timeline. Human history. Wars. Treaties broken by the throne. Worlds burned after promises of peace. Each event marked Each decision recorded. You watched us fall, the message continued. You learned the wrong lesson. The human ship's main structure shifted. Deep within its hull, something awakened. Space itself bent inward, forming a dark focus point. Energy levels rose, not wild, not unstable, but controlled with terrifying precision. The fleet commander swallowed hard. That weapon, he said. It doesn't target ships. What does it target? Someone asked. Power, he answered. Authority. Control. The High Chancellor's face drained of color. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Throne felt small. Outside, the human ship aligned itself with the throne world at the center of the system. Not to destroy it. To judge it. And in that moment, the rulers of the galaxy understood their greatest error. They had mistaken human silence for weakness. They had mistaken restraint for fear. And now, the humans were done waiting. The throne world hung in space like a jewel of false peace. Golden orbital rings circled it. Thousands of defense platforms stood ready, silent now, powerless after the human pulse. For centuries, this world had been the heart of command, the place where laws were spoken and stars obeyed. The human warship Aegis Dawn faced it without anger. Inside the Galactic Throne chamber, fear had turned into something worse, realization. The High Chancellor stared at the frozen displays. You could have destroyed us already, he said. Why haven't you? This time, the human reply was different. Not a message. A memory. The chamber lights dimmed as an image spread across every screen. Not an illusion, an archive playback. A small blue world appeared. Earth. The council watched in silence as old scenes unfolded. Human cities. Open skies. Children running beneath clouds. No weapons. No fleets. Then the war came. Alien armadas entered human space under banners of protection. Treaties were signed. Promises made. Then broken. Human colonies burned. Not because they resisted, but because they trusted. The images continued. Humans fighting back, not with hatred, but with discipline. They defended their worlds. They pushed the invaders out. Again and again. Until the throne intervened. The council saw the final order, sealed long ago. Total pacification authorized. The historian bowed his head. We erased those records, he whispered. I remember now. The memory shifted. Human fleets gathered at the edge of known space. Damaged, outnumbered, but still standing. Their leaders spoke not of revenge, but of choice. They left. Not in defeat. In refusal. We chose exile, the human voice finally spoke, calm and steady. We would not become what you already were. The playback showed humans vanishing into deep, uncharted space. Not to hide, but to change. They rebuilt. Not empires. Not thrones. They built rules. Weapons that did not kill first. Ships that could end wars without burning worlds. Systems designed to stop power itself. Back in the present, the throne chamber felt colder. You watched us grow cruel, the human voice continued. You mistook our absence for the end of our story. The High Chancellor clenched his fists. You have no right to judge us, he snapped. The galaxy needs order. The human reply came immediately. Order without justice is decay. Outside, the human drones began to move again, not toward the planet, but around it. They formed a vast ring, cutting the throne world off from every signal, every ally, every lie. The galaxy was watching now. Worlds across known space felt the silence spread. Communications failed. Throne commands stopped arriving. For the first time, systems acted without orders. Freedom, or chaos. The human commander spoke once more. We waited until you believed you were untouchable. Until fear was gone. Until memory faded. The Aegis Dawn shifted position, aligning perfectly with the throne world's core control network. The weapon charged, not to destroy cities, not to shatter continents, but to end the throne itself. Inside the chamber, the High Chancellor sank into his seat. "So this is punishment," he whispered. The human answer was quiet. "No. This is correction." Space trembled gently, like a deep breath before a final word. And across the galaxy, every ruler felt it. The age of the throne was ending. Not with fire, but with truth. The throne world had never known helplessness. For centuries, it commanded fleets with a single signal. It ended wars from a distance. It decided which worlds lived in peace and which burned in silence. Now, it could do nothing. Inside the great chamber, power flickered. Floating platforms dimmed. The golden symbols of authority lost their shine, becoming dull metal and cold stone. The High Chancellor stood slowly, his pride finally broken. "We surrender," he said. His voice echoed, thin and weak. "The Galactic Throne submits. We will accept any terms." The council members bowed. Some in fear. Some in shame. Outside, the Aegis Dawn remained motionless. For a long moment, there was no reply. Then the human voice spoke, clear, calm, and final. "Surrender requires someone to accept it. We are not here to rule you." The Chancellor looked up in confusion. "Then why are you here?" he asked. The answer came with action. The human ship released a single pulse toward the throne world. It carried no heat. No shockwave. No explosion followed. Instead, something far more terrifying happened. Across the planet, control systems shut down. Defense networks went dark. Fleet command channels collapsed. Throne authority codes erased themselves, line by line. Not destroyed. Removed. Every throne-controlled world felt it at the same time. War fleets drifted powerless. Governors lost command. Military AIs went silent. The empire did not fall in fire. It simply stopped. Panic spread through the chamber. "You can't do this," one council member cried. "The galaxy will fracture." The human reply was steady. "It already did. You just called it order." Outside the system, signals returned. Worlds began speaking to one another directly, without throne filters, without forced silence. Some celebrated. Some feared what came next. But all of them were free. The High Chancellor fell to his knees. "Please," he whispered. "Tell us how to fix this." For the first time, the human voice carried something close to sorrow. "You had centuries to fix it. You chose comfort instead." The Aegis Dawn began to withdraw. Its drones folded back into formation. Space slowly returned to normal, as if relieved. Before leaving, one final message appeared, broadcast to the entire galaxy. "No new throne will rise. No human empire will follow. You will govern yourselves now." The human ship turned away from the throne world. As its cloak slowly reformed, the last words appeared. "Remember this day. Not as defeat, but as release." Then the silence returned. Not the watching silence of judgment, but the quiet of an ending. On the throne world, the High Chancellor stared at the empty space where power once ruled. The galaxy moved on without him. And across the stars, a truth spread from world to world. Humans did not come to conquer the galaxy. They came to stop it from destroying itself. And when they left, the Galactic Throne finally understood. It had always been too late to kneel.